Peace, family. This is a rundown of the topics that was discussed earlier today in the Discharging Debt seminar. It was held today in Brownsville, Brooklyn, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And to my recollection, it was a success. Now, before I go forward, if my spectacles appear to be out of whack, it's because I cannot keep them out of my pocket. So it messes up the mechanics of them anyway. Number two, after the initial any other I'm going to make another video of me taking shots of castor oil or something for every that you hear after this initial All right. Anyway, moving right along. Some of the topics that we discussed or that was discussed today was accord and satisfaction. Accord and satisfaction, I believe, is UCC 3-311, and it has to do with contract law. It has to do with you being able to come from under a contract. I'm not going into the details because you should have been there. Or look it up yourself, accord and satisfaction. You even have, you even have lawyers speaking on the severity of accord and satisfaction. If these words in a sequence is put on your document, the document has a very strong legal effect. It can get you out of debt. Student loans, child support. Anyway, accord and satisfaction. But we spoke about that in a little bit of detail. We spoke about authentication of the birth certificate. Very important first step. Authenticating your birth certificate. That wasn't that was I'm gonna cut that out too. There will be a link in the section, the comment section, pertaining to authenticating your birth certificate and the steps that you need to take, you can take to obtaining yours. Very important step. We talked about do not detain. That's the process of sending notifications to the Attorney General, to the governor, to the sheriff, putting them on notice of your status and of your intent. We won't go into detail on that one. That was an not an We're going to watch the ahs too. We talked about payment vouchers. When you get a bill, and I should have had one here, when you get a bill, on the bottom section of the bill, you'll see the words detach and return with your payment. That portion is your payment. Won't go into detail either. You got to come out. You got to come out. There's some things I can share and there's some things I won't share because you got to come out. Let's have a private conversation. Let's have a private consultation. Come out to the seminar and get this information. I speak about it on Facebook. Anyway, utility bills, coupons, same thing. Spoke about how to pay outstanding taxes. If you owe taxes to the IRS, to the Internal Revenue Service, that was an and we're going to stop the ahs. It's the ahs and the ums. Excuse me, people. I'm not going to go on air and tell you what not to send to them. What I will go on air and tell you to send to them is what they sent to you. They sent you a voucher? Send them a voucher. June 28th, 210 Riverdale Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, and Brownsville will be the next follow-up to the Discharging Debt seminar. This says June 14th, I know. We're going to change that date. I made that section blank for a reason. I'm going to put the date in there. My cousin told me that was ghetto. That was low budget. To me, I'm not going to use a million flyers. So if I can write in the date and all the other information stays the same. So anyway, love you, Direct, my cousin for life. June 28th, Discharging Debt seminar follow-up. We're going to go over some other topics. We're going to go back to the basics and stick to the basics because there was a lot of information disseminated today. However, we need to go through the basics. If you don't go through the basics, you're going to miss some things. You have to start at the ground floor to get to the top floor. You have to crawl before you walk. So there are things that you can do upon making some steps, but you have to first crawl before you can make those steps. So I want to go back over, and actually I'm going to run it now. We're going to go through authentication. We're going to go over do not detain. We're going to go over business formation. We're going to go over business credit. We're going to go over elimination of debt. Once we clear up these topics, you then can go on to the other steps. It's great to know that we, some of us ascended from Africa. A lot of us were already here. Wherever we came from, the planet Nibiru, I'm playing funny. We came from wherever we came from. That's good information, but how is that going to get you from point A to point B? How is that going to get you the next job? How's it going to get you your own business? Redact what I just said about job. We need to start opening and running our own businesses. Work for yourself. So retract that about, I might go back and erase that. But anyway, we need to change our paradigm. So again, we need to go back over the steps to help eliminate some of this baggage and some of these problems that wear us down and move forward. Again, it's great to know where we came from. We were kings and we were queens and we did, no, I wasn't queen. We did certain things. However, how is that going to move us forward? We need to strengthen the things that we need to take care of to push us forward and get some things accomplished. We need to pool our resources. We need to do some franchising. If we all got together and purchase a franchise as a group, we now can employ our family members. We can put them to work. Get a 7-Eleven franchise. I'm just saying. Don't quote me on 7-Eleven. I'm just throwing it out there. Shake Shack, a veggie store, something. Let's all get a franchise together and put our people to work. We can start there. We all, it's like saying we all want peace. Why don't we have peace yet? We all want to be free. Why we ain't free yet? Oh, a lot of people think they're free. I'm not even touching that. You're not free unless you can show that you are not owned by someone or something. You're not free. Slavery was not abolished. The name was changed. 13th Amendment, read it. Read the 13th Amendment. Anyway, I digress. We spoke about the 3-day and the 72-hour rule that applies to contracts. And the parking ticket, the speeding summons, the citation that you get from law enforcement is a contract. And you have a certain amount of days to get out of that contract, a certain amount of hours, which is 3 days or 72 hours. Hit me in a private. We can discuss that more. These are contracts that you can get out of. We spoke about business credit versus personal credit. Business credit is much better. Stop trying to fix your credit. Stop trying to get your score up to 700, 750. Not necessary. Open up a business. Establish a business and but accumulate business credit. Put all of your utilities in the name of your business. As you make the payments, you are establishing payment history, establishing credit worthiness, and you're doing things that you do every day. Anyway, forget the personal credit, business credit, people. Establish your child's credit history. What do I mean? Real quick, I'm going to go over this. When your child is of 16 years of age or 17 years of age, in that range, order a credit card in your child's name. I'm talking about off of your own account. Your credit may not be that great. It's okay. Order a card in your child's name. Use that card. Don't give it to your child. Use that card and establish credit. And I just double talk. I'm telling you to get away from your own credit. I think you know what I'm talking about. Those that are not ready to delve into business credit and you have your own personal credit and your credit may be great or your credit may be poor, For a child to step out into the business world, the world of commerce, and to be turned down because they don't have an established credit history. If you open up a card in their name off of your account, they are establishing credit history. So now when they are 18 and 19 and now they're out there and they attempt to gather credit, which it should not be in their personal name, but listen, not everybody's going to go this route or go that route. And I'm not forcing you or making you go in one particular direction or the other. I'm just making a suggestion. This is how you help your children establish credit. You can do it for a loved one. It doesn't have to be a child. It could be a sister. It could be your brother. Order a card in their name. Don't give it to them. Use it sparingly. And then when they are ready to establish their own, now they have history. What else we talked about? I'm looking at my notes behind this camera here. Creating business, unincorporated business organization. When you create a business, you can go down and get a DBA from the county recorder's office. You can do an LLC. You can do S Corp, C Corp. But one business that is not well talked about is an unincorporated business organization. The NFL, NBA, the NWA, all these different clubs, I'm gonna call them clubs, are unincorporated business organizations. Unincorporated business organizations, i.e. private. We need to stop asking for permission to do a lot of the stuff that we can do on our own. When you ask for permission, they can say no, or they can dictate how you can and cannot do. When you do it yourself and tell them that you did it, it's on your terms. Talk more in another seminar. Talked about DBA, LLC, S Corp. Being mindful of how you sign for mortgages and credit cards, car loans. You got to read the fine print. You got to read exactly what you're getting into. If you actually read the mortgage agreement in the promissory note, you would not be signing the promissory note because you would know that when you signed the mortgage, you already paid for the house. Too much to go into on this one. We're just doing a overview, follow up. Being more mindful of that, signing mortgages, reporting the income you provide to others. When you pay your light bill, when you pay your rent, when you pay your mortgage, you're paying somebody and they in turn are getting an income. Do you report that? Think of this. When your employer gives you the equivalent of your energy that you gave them, they report it to the IRS. When you give your money, currency, to someone that gave you energy via electricity, via telecommunication, via cable service, cable, another word for that. Do you report that money that you gave out? Why don't you? You need to. It's supposed to come right back to you. That will be it. I'm going to end this conversation and let you know June 28th is the next one. I hope you in one of those seats. I hope you there asking me a bunch of questions. I hope we there building with one another. I hope we are there to engage one another. You know, steel sharpens steel. Let's build off each other. I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all. I don't want to know it all. I want to know as much as I possibly can fit into this brain of mine. But there's going to be some things that I just don't know, or I just don't get. And I'll stay in my lane. I know what I'm good at. There's some things I'm not good at. You may be good at that. Let me piggyback off of you. I can show you how to discharge debt. I can show you about do not detain. I can show you about a few things. You may be able to show me how to do business and et cetera, et cetera. Let's help one another. Let's build. Let's build. Build with Bud. That's it. I'm done. It's going to be a lot more videos coming. This is a necessary vehicle that I need to use to reach a lot more people. I thank those that came and sat down in front of me and we built with one another. However, we're not going to do a lot more seminars going forward. We're going to do some meet and greets and some building sessions, but a lot of the presentation is going to be via video. It's just more, it reaches more people. It's more effective. All right. So I thank you. Peace out. Build with Bud. Hashtag Build with Bud. See you at the next see you at the next seminar. Look out for webinars that's coming. Bud Brownsville on Instagram, Bud Brownsville on Facebook, Bud Brownsville on Twitter. You can go to budbrownsville.com. Go to my website and check out the information that's up there. Thank you. Appreciate you. Peace.